One morning, I sat in the car I'd spent years dreaming about. The key was in the ignition. The road was right in front of me. My phone lit up, a message from work. Big day. You ready? 10 years earlier, a message like that would have made me smile. That morning, I turned the phone face down and just sat there, both hands on the wheel. Nothing was wrong. That was the frightening part. No bad phone call, no failure, no one had left me. Everything was fine. I had everything I once wanted. So why didn't I want this life anymore? At first, I blamed exhaustion. You're tired, that's all. Get some sleep, take a few days off, stop thinking so much. You'll want it again. So I rested, I slept, I went away, I came back and waited for the old hungers to return. It didn't. Monday morning came. I drove to work, walked through the same door. Someone looked at me and smiled. You're doing really well. I smiled back. Yeah, because telling the truth would have taken too long. How do you explain that the life everyone admires is the life you're quietly trying to escape? So I kept going, answered the phone, returned to the messages, made the plans, did what needed to be done. And every day, I became a little better at looking okay. That's the strange thing about this kind of emptiness. It doesn't always look like a crisis. Sometimes it looks like a normal Tuesday. You wake up, get dressed, go to work, laugh at the right moments, come home, say, I'm fine. And somewhere along the way, you stop looking forward to tomorrow. Not enough to change your life, just enough to stop feeling fully alive inside it. Some nights, I think about an earlier version of myself, the one who wanted all of this. I remember the small rooms, the big plans, the nights spent awake, imagining the day I'd finally get here. He ran, he endured, he missed more than he knew. And whenever he got tired, he told himself, one more year, one more goal, just a little more, then I'll live. And eventually, he brought me here. Sometimes, I wish I could sit beside him, not to stop him. His dreams weren't wrong. I'd just tell him, be careful. Don't build your entire life for a person you may one day no longer be. Because people change quietly. There's no announcement, no clear moment when the old you leaves and the new you takes his place. It happens in smaller ways. Something you once loved stops making you happy. A place you dreamed of reaching stops exciting you. You achieve something you once prayed for and feel almost nothing. Then one morning, you find yourself sitting in a parked car, holding the keys to a life you once begged for. And you finally understand. You didn't fail. You changed. And somehow, that was harder. Failure gives you something to fight, something to fix, someone to blame. But what do you do when the dream comes true and you're no longer the person who dreamed it? Maybe that's why we keep going. Not because we still want the life, but because we remember how badly we once wanted it. We remember the years, the sacrifices, the birthdays we missed, the evenings we worked through, the people we told, maybe next time. And the thought of changing direction feels like admitting it was all for nothing. So we stay. We call it responsibility, maturity, gratitude. Sometimes it is right. And sometimes, when the room gets quiet, we know there's something else. Fear. Not the loud kind, the quiet kind. The fear of starting again when you're no longer young. The fear of disappointing people. who are proud of the life you built, the fear of trying to explain why something good no longer feels right. And maybe the worst fear is this: what if I leave and regret it? I understand that. But lately, I've been thinking about another question. What if I stay and regret that too? What if, 10 years from today, nothing has changed? Same road, same room, same answer. I'm fine, just older, and with less time. That morning, I was still sitting in the car, a good car, on a good road, heading toward a good life. And for the first time, I understood. A good life can still be the wrong life, not a bad life. The wrong life. There's a difference. And once you feel that difference, it's hard to unfeel it. I didn't know what to do next. And maybe that was the hardest part. Because real life isn't a clean decision. There are families, bills, promises, people who depend on us. I know. Maybe you don't need to tear down your entire life today. Maybe you just need to stop defending it long enough to hear yourself think, to ask, without rushing to answer, do I still want this? Not, did I once want this? Not, should I be grateful for this? Not, what will people think if I change? Just, do I still want this? That morning, I looked at the road in front of me. Then, I turned the key. The engine started. I pulled into traffic and drove down the same road. I didn't quit. I didn't disappear. I didn't start a new life that day. From the outside, nothing changed. But for the first time in years, I stopped pretending that the place I'd spent my whole life trying to reach was still a place I wanted to stay. Maybe that's where a different life begins. Not when you leave, when you finally tell yourself the truth.